ITV News, this is Wednesday's calendar and here are tonight's main stories. But first tonight, in the last hour, another plea from the Prime Minister to stay at home and keep your distance to keep everyone safe as the country continues to battle coronavirus. Well, the news came. His focus was on thanking the incredible 405,000 volunteers who've come forward to help with the crisis in just the last 24 hours following an appeal last night. The figure far exceeds initial expectations. Well, 2 days into the lockdown, our cities are seeing unprecedented changes with near-deserted streets. There may have been hundreds, if not thousands, of people flocking to tourist spots at the weekend. But our correspondent Greg E. Steele has spent the day in York, witnessing firsthand how it's responding to the new rules and meeting, among others, the key workers and self-employed still out and about on shift. Well, now the Foreign Secretary this week urged all British travellers to come home as soon as possible as the coronavirus crisis worsens. But with borders closing down every day, airlines grounding all planes and only a handful of repatriation flights put on by the government, that's easier said than done. Helen Steele has been talking to people stuck abroad. Well, one person who is alone attempting to get out of Africa is Adam Bradford from Sheffield, who we saw in Helen's report. I spoke to him. Well, still to come tonight, February, where residents are now in lockdown. Well, let's take a look now at how the outbreak has been affecting things across our region. A Wakefield councillor says that she's been inundated with messages from employees at the Next warehouse in South Elmsall expressing their concern about working conditions in the building. Now, groups offering support to victims of domestic abuse say they're still able to help despite the current crisis. There are fears that cases of abuse could rise, with couples having to live together in lockdown for at least 3 weeks. Chris Kiddy reports. Well, next tonight, the current crisis comes on the back of the floods which devastated parts of our region over the past 4 months. Many people are still out of their homes, including those in villages in East Yorkshire who were overwhelmed by floods in February. Well, most have found long-term temporary accommodation, but for some families, that's a caravan. Well, now they're having to cope with living in lockdown, and repair work on their permanent homes is grinding to a halt. Katie Oscroft reports. Now, as you know, Duncan isn't with us at the minute as we're cutting down on the number of people in our office at any one time. So this week he's busy working from home and he'll be in the hot seat next week. Well, we caught up with him a little earlier and asked him how he's doing. Duncan, thanks very much. Yeah, look after yourself. Well, John's here now. Some good advice there on how to film as well. Well, do you know, major problem. There's no professional hairdressers now open. So my daughter, Beth,
tell you that.
Oh, we'll find out by the end of the programme.
Absolutely.
John, thanks very much indeed. Well, time for some sport now. Chris joins us live from home. Chris, thank you. Well, now, with the advice to stay indoors wherever possible, we've been looking into the creative and unique ways that people are trying to keep active without leaving their homes. Fitness instructors who host classes online are reporting a surge in uptake as gyms remain closed due to the corona outbreak. Matt Price found out more. Well, you couldn't get a better trainer than an Olympic gold medalist and world and European champion heptathlete, could you really? Let's stay positive with John now. Thanks very much. That's just about it from us. I'll be back with the next update at 10:30. The national and international stories are next with Mary Nightingale. But for now, from all of us here, bye-bye for now. Take care.